Hello students, welcome to my channel Let's Fly High. I am back with NSO Class 7 Chapter 2 Fiber to Fabric practice questions. I hope you must have liked my first video. In my last video I have explained about the chapter 1, and now this is the chapter 2 practice questions. If you like my videos, please do subscribe my channel so that you can get notification about the new videos I am uploading recently in my channel. So let's start with the question number 1. What the question number 1 says: select the option that contains names of animal fibers only. So what are the options? Option A is mohair, hemp, Kashmiri. B is Kashmiri, flax, hemp. C is mohair, Kashmiri silk, and D is hemp, jute, mohair. So we see that the option C is the correct answer, because mohair, Kashmiri and silk are the animal fibers, whereas hemp, flax, jute, as you all know, are the plant fibers. Now the second question is, we have to match between the two columns. They have given column 1 and column 2, and we have to do the matching with the correct option. In column 1 it is pashmina, mohair, angora wool, sahatos, and in column 2 it is angora goat, rabbit, chengthangi and antelope. And when we see these options, we find that option A is the correct one. Why it is correct? Because we know that pashmina is to chengthangi, mohair is to angora goat, and angora wool is to rabbit, and sahatos is to antelope. Next we move to the question number 3. The question number 3 says, pick the odd one out from each given series and select the correct option. The series is alpaca, llama, merino, moga, mohair, tussar, and third is silk, wool and cotton. So we have 4 options, and it is categorized into different columns. From this we have to find this. They are saying odd one out. So what is the odd one? We see that answer B is the odd one out. Why? Because alpaca and llama belong to the camel family, we all know, whereas merino is a fine wool yielding breed of sheep, and moga and tussar are the types. This moga and tussar are the types of the silk, whereas mohair is a type of a wool. So silk and wool are the animal fibers, whereas cotton is a plant fiber. So merino, mohair and cotton is the odd one out series. Question number 4 says, the question number 4, what it says, just hold for a second. There is a figure. We can go through this figure, what it depicts. So depicting the different steps of the production of the wools. We can see all the figures. I hope you have all gone through this figure, that one lady is knitting from the wool, then second is she is drying the wool, cleaning the wool, then she is warming it, then she is yielding it, then drying in the sun, and the fourth one and the sixth one is she is taking out the wool. She is shearing of the, she is doing shearing of the sheep. So now we see from the now we have to select the option and arrange them into the correct sequence. So what is the correct sequence? Correct sequence will be option B. So what will be the sequence? First it will be shearing of the sheep, then scouring, this is the scouring, then carding, this is the carding, and then dyeing, this is the dyeing, and then knitting, this is the knitting, then spinning, this is a spinning, and then knitting, she is doing knitting. So these are the correct options. Now next we move to the question number 5th. What it says, there again there is a Venn diagram, and we have to find that what the X represents here. There are the 4 options. Fluffy texture, on burning gives the smell of burning paper. C is can be obtained from same animal again and again, and D is biodegradability. And there are 2 things in the Venn diagram, that is characteristics of the wool and characteristics of the silk. And X, we have to find this X, which means that what is the common between the characteristics of the wool and the characteristics of the silk. So we find that option D is the correct option. Why? Because both wool and silk are natural fibers, and hence they are biodegradable in their nature. Now the 6th question says, Anuradha is grouping the fibers. She decides to draw a circle, rectangle, and a triangle to denote a particular type of a fiber as shown below. Which of the following sets of the fiber could be correctly placed in each of the given boxes respectively? The options are A, nylon silk flex, B is silk flex rayon, C is silk rayon nylon, and D is flax silk and rayon. So the correct answer is yes, answer D, because cotton and flax are the plant fibers, wool and silk are the animal fibers, and polyester and rayon are the synthetic fibers. So the answer will be D. 7th question says, select the option in which odd one is encircled correctly. The options is Angora, Kashmiri, Merino. B is spinning, weaving and knitting. C is Kashmiri, Mohair, Angora, and D is Nali, Lohi and Vicuna. So we find that option C is the odd one in this, because both in this there are 3 options, Kashmira, Mohair and Angora. The Kashmiri and Mohair are obtained from the goat breeds, whereas Angora is obtained from the Angora rabbit. Now question 8 says, refer to the given paragraph. The clean and selected wool fibers are passed through rollers that have thin wire teeth. The teeth entangle the fibers and arrange them into the flat sheet called web. The web is then formed into the narrow untwisted fibers known as X, and this process is known as Y. So we have to select the option what is X and Y. So the correct option will be slivers and carding. What is slivers? It is the web is formed into the narrow untwisted fiber, that is called slivers. And what is carding? It is the process by doing it. So that is carding. Now we move to the next question. Question number 9 says, identify P, Q, R and S from the given statements and select the correct option regarding them. P is silk is mainly made up of this protein. Q is this is the most superior quality of the silk. This animal fiber can absorb 30% moisture of its weight, and S is this organism yields Angora wool. So these are the from where we have to find the correct option, and the P, Q, R, S are the option in it. So if we go through these options, we find that option B is the correct one. That is P is fibroin, and Q is mulberry, R is wool, and S is Angora rabbit. I hope you are understanding these questions, and these explanations are making to understand your questions easily. Now the 10th question is refer to the given list of the fibers. Then they have given the list of the fibers. They are the 10 fibers: cotton, silk, nylon, mink, linen, jute, wool, polyester, acrylic, and rayon. What is the question is? The question is which of the fibers in the given list are proteinaceous? In this question we find that option C is the correct answer. It says that third is silk and wool and mink. These three are the proteinaceous fibers. That is, they are the because they are the animal fibers, so they are proteinaceous in nature, while nylon, polyester, and acrylic and rayon are the synthetic fibers, and the fibers like jute, cotton, linen and are the plant fibers. Next question is question number 11. Select the incorrect match. Nali, Haryana, Patanwadi, Punjab, Bakharwal, Jammu and Kashmir, and Lohi is to Rajasthan. We have to find the incorrect match. The incorrect match is Patanwadi to Punjab, because Patanwadi is an Indian breed of sheep found in Gujarat, not in Punjab. 12th question is there is a figure we can see, and from this figure we have to find the correct statement about it. So by looking this figure we can see what it is. The options are: during this process wool fiber are washed to remove dust and dirt. B is during this process yarn is produced from the fiber. C is during this process silk filaments are reeled. And D is during this process formation of narrow untwisted fibers takes place. So the correct answer is answer D. During this process formation of narrow untwisted fibers takes place, and you know what is this process is. This answer is D, and the name of the process is carding. Now we move to the 13th question. Match the column 1 and 2 and select the correct option from the given codes. Column 1 says hair of sheep, covering of pupa, glue material that joins silk fiber and silk farming. Column 2 says cocoon, sericin, sericulture and fleece. So we have to make a correct code from this, and the correct code is C. That is, hair of the sheep is to fleece, then covering of pupa is to cocoon, Then glue material that joins silk fiber is sericin, and the silk farming is called sericulture. Now let's move to the question number 14. Which of the following is the incorrect match? Scouring, that is removal of wool from sheep. Dyeing, fibers are colored according to the fashion and demand. Sorting, grouping of the wool according to its texture. And weaving, that is the process of making yarn from the fiber. We have to find the incorrect match, and the incorrect match is this. Scouring refers to the washing of the shield skin with hair by dipping it in the water to remove the dust, dirt, etc. And what the weaving is, weaving refers to the process of making the fabric from the yarn. Question number 15 says, identify this wool yielding animal from the figure. We have to identify which animal is this, and it gives wool to us, and it is, yes, it is alpaca. It belongs to the family of camels, and we yield wool from it. So these were the few practice questions. Now we will do some achiever questions as well from this chapter. Now the question number 16 is, again there is a Venn diagram. There are P, Q and R. P is, it is a proteinaceous fiber. R is the source organism is harmed during fiber extraction process, and Q is the common part between between P and R. So we have to identify the option, what does P means, what does Q means, and what does R means. So from Venn diagram we can find that P is the wool, correct, and Q is silk, and R is jute. So the correct option is all of these. Next, 17th question. What it says, we have to, there the statements are being given, and we have to select the option that correctly identifies them as true and false. So statement is, fibroin is the gummy substance that binds the strands of sericin of a silk fiber together. Second is Lohi, Nali, Bakharwal and Marwari are the Indian breeds of sheep. Third is silkworms that produce airy silk feed upon the leaves of mulberry plants. And fourth is Angora goat yields Angora wool. So the option is, we have to find the true and false from this, and we find that option C is the correct one. There are 3 false and 1 true. As we know, sericin is a gummy substance that binds the strands of fibroin of a silk fiber together. It binds the strands of the fibroin of a silk fiber together, and silkworm that produces airy silk feed on, and the castor leaves and Angora goat yields a type of a wool known as mohair. Now we move to the question number 18. Refer to the given Venn diagram. There is a Venn diagram, and this is a different one. We see that the X is the natural fiber, and Y, it is the cellulose fiber. It is completely embedded into X. So we have to find what exactly is X and Y in it. And we have to see the options first. The fabric of the fiber X could be used to put out fire in case of an emergency, whereas Y could be used as an absorbent in surgery. Then second is, fiber X could be obtained from organisms which can manufacture their own food. C is fiber X could be obtained from retting process, whereas fiber Y could be obtained by shearing process, and D is weaving process is used for making yarn from the fiber X, whereas spinning process is used for making yarn from fiber Y. So the correct option is option A, Y. Option A is the correct because X is the natural fiber, that is proteinous in nature, that is it can be wool or silk, and Y is the natural fiber, that is obtained from the, it is a cellulose fiber, so it means that is obtained from the plants. It can be cotton or jute. So woolen fabric is used to put out the fire in case of the emergencies, whereas cotton is used as an absorbent during the surgery. So it will be option A is the correct option. Now the 19th question says that Anu categorized different types of fibers on the basis of their origin. Anu has done some categorization on the basis of the origin of the fibers, and she has done 3 groups of 3 fibers each. But by mistake she has placed one wrong member. By mistake she has placed a wrong one in each group. In each group she has placed one wrong. We have to find the wrong member in each group and select the correct options from this. So what grouping she has done? Group 1 she has done silk, wool, cotton. Group 2 is linen, jute, nylon, and group 3 is polyester, rayon, and silk cotton. And after going through these groups we can say that option A is the correct option. Why? Because silk cotton of group 3 should be interchanged with the nylon of group 2. Why? Because in group 1 silk and wool are the animal fibers, whereas cotton is the plant fiber, and in group 2 linen and jute are the plant fibers, whereas nylon is the synthetic fiber, and in group 3 polyester and rayon are the synthetic fibers, whereas silk cotton is a plant fiber. So we have to interchange silk from group 3 and nylon from group 2. Refer to the given, question number 20 says refer to the given characteristics of a type of fiber X. It is elastic in nature, it has high water absorption capacity, and when it's burned it smell like a burnt hair. Now we have to identify the fiber and select the correct statement from it. What is this X fiber? After seeing these characteristics we find that it is this fiber is, this X is wool. Yes, so X could be a fiber that is fire resistant and does not melt, and wool is a poor conductor of heat, and silk is the strongest natural fiber and it can catch the fire very easily, and jute is obtained from the stem of the plant. So it is wool and it does not melt easily, and it is a good fire resistant also. Now we will discuss next 5 questions in my next next year, like the previous year's 2021 questions, NSO 2021 questions. So the first question is select the incorrect match. Pakharwal, Jammu and Kashmir, Nali, Haryana, Lohi, Uttar Pradesh, Patanwadi, and Gujarat. In this we find that C is the incorrect option. Why? Because the Lohi is an Indian breed of wool yielding sheep and it is found in Rajasthan and Punjab. Second question is there are 2 tables, X and Y, silk, wool, and Y is cotton, jute. We have to find the correct statement about X and Y. And what is the correct statement in is this? we find that option B is the correct statement. Why? Because group X and Y are the members of natural fibers. Okay, and the members of group X is silk and wool. They are obtained from the animal source, whereas group Y members, cotton and jute, are obtained from the plants. Wool and cotton are obtained without harming their any organisms, and silk and jute are obtained by harming their source organisms. So all the fibers catch fire easily except wool. That is the fire resistance. So the option B will be the correct option. The group X is obtained from animal resource, whereas group Y is obtained from the plant resource. Third question says, read the given statement and select the option that correctly identifies them as true and false. What are the statements? 1. The process of arranging two sets of yarn together to make a fabric is called knitting. Second is mohair is one of the expensive wools obtained from Angora rabbit. Third is the re-airing and management of silkworms for the production of silk is referred to as sericulture. So we have to find the true and false in the options, and we find that option C is the correct answer, in which first and second option are wrong and the third one is true. Why? Because the process of arranging two sets of the yarn together to make a fabric, it is called weaving and not knitting. And the second is mohair is one of the expensive wools obtained from the Angora goat, not from the Angora rabbit. Fourth question says, there are two statements. Statement 1 says, woolen clothes lock in the heat and provide us warmth in cold weather. And statement 2 is, woolen fibers trap air in the pockets formed between the individual fibers. So we have to find which is the correct option. And after going through these statements, we find that both the statement 1 and 2 are true, and the statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. The fifth question says that we have to find the incorrect statement. Coir is obtained from fruit of kapok tree. Second is, jute fiber is obtained from stem of jute plant. Third is, linen fiber is obtained from the stem of the flax plant. And D is, silk is a natural fiber obtained from the cocoon of the silkworm. We have to find the incorrect, like which is the wrong one, and the wrong one we all know is, coir is obtained from the outer covering of coconut and it is not a fruit of kapok tree. So students, in this video we have covered all the practice questions from second chapter, fiber to fabric. In my next video I will be covering my third chapter practice questions, and that is heat. Please stay tuned to my videos and please do subscribe. I hope these practice questions are helping you a lot, and if you have any doubts, please do write in the comment section. I will be solving them, and if you have any suggestions and ideas, please do share with me. Till then, thank you so much.